Hola, buenos dias. This is Guy Pacha with the weekly Paleo report for April 10th of 2019. And I drove up to the end of the road, and then I walked to the end of the dirt, and now I'm just on this trail. I gotta be at least 2,500, I don't know, maybe 3,000 meters, but I don't know where I'm going. Some of you may know how that feels these days with all this Pisces energy going on. So I thought that I would just kind of give you the aspects while I'm walking down this trail. See where it goes. Maybe we'll discover something together. The moon is void of course for 10 hours today. That means that she makes no more aspects as long as she's in Gemini. Oh my God, look at this. It's another frickin' trail. Whoa. Wonder where that goes. Huh. So there's a disconnect, right? Void of course when the moon's not making any aspects. You know, that's like our emotional body is not like so connected, you know, to everything that's going on. You may feel a little disconnected yourself today. But then, you know, later on tonight, at least in this time zone, 6 hours west of Greenwich, tonight she goes into Cancer. And then she's going to make a whole bunch of aspects. Including on Friday, she is going to square the sun. Yeah? And not only square the sun, but conjunct the north node of the moon. I mean, look at that chart. You know, the moon is going to be opposite Saturn, south node Pluto, conjunct the north node, squaring the sun. So that means, right, the sun is square the moon's nodes. Not only that, but the sun is conjunct Eris. Okay, you can see Eris there at like 23 degrees of Aries, squaring those moon's nodes. So we've got this Sun-Eris conjunction pretty much going on all week. It's exact on Saturday. By Saturday, the moon does move into Leo. But let's get some more aspects here besides that, because there are so many aspects going on. Look at this, man. I didn't know I was going to have to, like, stoop down and crawl under frickin' trees giving the Pele report. Heavens to Betsy. Yeah, so, as you can see, the sun is square Saturn. And that exact square is today. And today, Wednesday, Jupiter is stationing, going retrograde. And Jupiter's going to go retrograde until like August 11th, right? Going all the way back to like 14 degrees. So that station is just, you know, Jupiter sitting real still, real steady. I think he's at like 24 degrees. And tomorrow, Mercury comes into an exact square with Jupiter. So we've got this little family going on over there. You can see it in the chart. Okay. Mercury, Lilith, Venus, Neptune. All hanging out there for a little while, you know, together and in square to that Jupiter up there in Sagittarius. So we'll have to talk about that, right? Sun squaring Saturn and then comes up to square Pluto, okay, on Saturday. And yeah, that's pretty, there's a lot to talk about here. There's a lot going on, as you'll see from the mantra for this week. But so then Venus squares Jupiter on Monday. Finally on Tuesday, Mercury has moved on and will be going into Aries. So Mercury gets out of Pisces after a long time coming. We had that whole 3-week retrograde, right? I mean, Mercury's been in Pisces a long time. So the cloud of confusion may be lifting, okay, by next week when Mercury goes into Aries. Anyway, I will, I hope this path goes somewhere, and I'll look at the camera and talk about what all this means. Okay. Well, what can I say, man? I think I failed. I hiked down this trail for probably 45 minutes, and it was just solid jungle. I wanted to get a nice view, Buena Vista. I thought for sure there'd be an opening, but it's just like this the whole time. You know, just like that opening. Just solid green and trees, and you can't see anything. Even though the mountain drops off, you keep thinking it's gonna be around the next bend, it's gonna be around the next corner, da 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 da. But like, I gotta get back. I was just out. I'm out for a morning jaunt. I got readings this afternoon. I'm freaking working. I don't have all day for this. So there's your view. Freaking trail with a bunch of mosquitoes. It's better when you're moving. All right, let's make this fast. What are we doing? Well, this is a time where we have kind of come to a close, come to an end. Pisces is the last sign. And we've had, Mercury conjuncting Neptune, and Venus coming up to Neptune, and Lilith coming up to Neptune, ending, finishing, closing their whole cycle, their whole vision after a year of going around. And this Pisces and Neptune is the dream, and it has to do with mysticism. It has to do with oneness and unity and divine guidance, and opening the crown chakra, and love. And it's just, and Neptune is a tricky planet because it has a lot to do with teaching us about our illusions. Yeah, my friend Maurice, he's on the Dream Team. He wrote a book on Neptune. Yes. The end of, what was it? The end of hope. It's the beginning of truth. Or the end of faith, or the end of innocence is the beginning of knowledge, truth, and understanding. So Pisces and Neptune can be this kind of innocent, dreamy, open, no boundaries, laws, rules, I'm one with all. But Neptune comes around, and when these planets come around, okay, we get faced with disillusionment. This is the key word for Neptune, and Neptune transits. What I thought was real is not real. So it is this end of illusions around what? Venus can be around money, around values, around relationships, around love. Kind of the end of illusions, like in our partnerships. You're not who I thought you were, or this relationship is not what I hoped or thought it would be. It's like, oh, could even have to do with lies, betrayals, or secrets, or deception. Particularly then with Mercury coming around Neptune. Unclear communication. I'm kind of like hoping, wishing, I'm sharing my dreams, I'm sharing my fantasies, I'm sharing, some of my delusions. So it's not clear communication. Neptune Mercury is good for music, art, dance, and poetry, but like for clear, who are you? Where are you going? What do you want? What did you say, 3 days ago? But, it's like, Neptune is fog, clouds, gas, water. So, we can all have been feeling, I've had that. You can see with these past mantras, these past weeks, especially when Mercury went retrograde, back to visit Neptune a third time, just moving on. So we're coming out of the fog bank. We're coming out of this disillusionment. And then Lilith. Lilith is our sexual, powerful energy, that, passion comes, and hits Neptune, and it's kind of like, like empty sex. Or like, I was really looking forward to connecting with you, and then we connected, and it was kind of like mediocre. Lilith doesn't like anything mediocre. So there can just, there's, where's the intensity? Where's the depth? Where's the, it's kind of like fighting your way out of a paper bag, or, like, who's the, so this disillusionment can, it can create depression, isolation, separation, suicidal thoughts. I want to get out, escape, da da da. Just watch Netflix or toke on something, drink something, take something, whatever. I mean, it's just like, the doldrums. Life is, and then the square to this Jupiter. The beautiful thing is we have the sun trine Jupiter, Aries. Okay, so anyway, so that was, that was kind of this end, and that's what the mantra is about. That's the balsamic conjunctions, right? And then new phase. Venus is moving past Neptune. Mercury's moving past Neptune. The moon is moving away from the sun. So that was last week's mantra. Okay, it was the new moon. Start again, begin again, dream again, and keep on, just like keep on keeping on. That was kind of what I was doing on the trail this morning. Like, even if it's going nowhere, it's like, what is success? What is failure? It's all process. I just had more time to think and dream and be in silence with nothing but bird song for an hour and a half. I mean, what's a failure about that? All this kind of stuff going on these days. It's interesting. Mars is moving through Gemini, not really making any aspects to any planets for quite some time. You think the moon is void, of course, today. Mars is at like 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like everything's in the 20s. Jupiter, Pluto, Neptune. Everything is in the later degrees right now. So this Mars forward progress. Just wait until around Beltane, around the end of this month, beginning of May. Mars is going to come in and oppose Jupiter, square Neptune, and then so right now, this mantra is about letting go of the past. And this is also like, the sun and Eris squaring the moon's nodes. South node is the past, north node is the future. When any planets come into square the nodes, it's time to let go. When one door closes, another door will open. When we let go of the past, even if it's sorrow, sadness, disillusionment, disappointment, letting go of that and not letting it stop us from going forward, acting, working, doing it again. That's why this mantra today has that I will work and have faith. With work and faith, right? Well, faith is that Jupiter up there in Sagittarius, and work is Virgo over here. In this, kind of a T square. These are the mutable signs. I got this bug crawling right over the camera, man. Anyway, I get distracted with all this Neptune energy. So, work and faith. Yeah. Even with the news of things falling apart, and you may wonder whether it's Brexit or the United States or, wherever it is on planet Earth right now, things are falling apart. The institutions and the leaders and the, just the the whole social structure with this Saturn South Node Pluto in Capricorn is going through and will continue to go through. This is really what I want to point out. Uranus going through Taurus is really shaking things up, and this falling of the patriarchy, this is last ditch efforts for people to grasp and hold on to, and limit and hold and define. And this has to do with the migrations of people, the migrations of money, the whole currency thing going on, right? And the Brexit and the euro and the finances and the wall and this is all Jupiter in Sagittarius. This Jupiter in Sagittarius squaring this Neptune is all kinds, of issues around refugees, around boundaries, around migration of peoples, and this is where we're running into, our challenges, and they're helping us. They're helping us to define what the good thing about disillusionment. And even when somebody lies to you or whatever, you are wiser. We are wiser. We are smarter as a result. And so our future decisions and our future relationships and our future commitments or whatever, it's just like they're more educated. We're not innocent anymore. We're more in touch with our own personal truth. So we don't want to retreat into state of catatonic, I never want to be hurt again. But we do want to defy that fear, go forward, knowing that we won't make the same mistakes, choices, or decisions, or be fooled again. We don't get fooled again. It's a good song that I like. So, let go of what didn't work and continue to, charge forward into, the next thing is going to work. This is the Sun square Moon. The moon's coming out of that. It's the first quarter square, and it's fighting the resistance from the past. To revert or go back to the past can be a real, that's the crisis where we have to say, no, I'm not going to fall back. I'm not going to repeat. I'm going to I got to make this new thing happen. Oh, yeah. So, the end of innocent illusion makes it hard to believe again. But dream I will, and with work and faith, be triumphant in the end. Face that first quarter square. Let that moon, move through Cancer, move into Leo. Things just keep on moving. The trail keeps on going. The process keeps on changing. So it's, we just don't want to give up. This is not the time to be letting go, surrendering, throwing up the white flag, and just giving up. Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Got to hang in there. That sun is still charging through Aries, baby. Ow! So there is success promised with that sun trine Jupiter. And so it's just expanding into new horizons. One more time. Yeah. The end of innocent illusion makes it hard to believe again. But dream I will, and with work and faith, be triumphant in the end. Hang in there, stay on track, go for it, and namaste. Aloha. So much love.